The story of Krazy Joe was torn from yesterday's headlines, and it's as terrifying as tomorrow's.
Good morning. Another day, and once again, we're back at the Regal. Can't seem to get away from this place, and as you can hear, they are blasting the soundtrack to Wicked. And that's appropriate because today we're here to see Wicked for Good, the second part in the Wicked saga. I really loved the first film. Never saw the Broadway show, never saw the musical, but I went and saw the movie last year, and it was my favorite movie of 2024. So I have been anxiously awaiting this because I don't know the second part of the story. Having not seen the musical, I don't know what happens next. And I've tried to remain spoiler-free for a year, so here we go. We're gonna see this Wicked for Good. Hopefully I love this one as much as the last one. So let's check this out. All right, we're gonna talk over that music. The music is playing. Here we are, first show of the day. I mean, I know it is the middle of the afternoon, but I thought on opening day it would be a little busier, but it's not. I might have to get that Tron Ares blanket. I do love me some Tron. And they're advertising Wicked up on the big screen there. There it is. There's Jeff Goldblum. All right, let's do this. Heading down this way. There's the poster. Yeah, it is the middle of the afternoon, but I am surprised that it's this empty on opening day. Man, this movie is bombing hard. Christie, they said it had the worst second weekend in movie history. It's amazing. There's a big banner there. So I am back from seeing Wicked for Good. As I mentioned, going into the theater, I really did not know much about the story. I've kind of avoided spoilers for a year. I know. Is it really a spoiler? I don't know. Is it a spoiler when you're talking about an adaptation of a work that's been available for over 20 years, maybe more? Maybe that's not even considered a spoiler. I don't know, because anyone could have gone and seen this on the Broadway stage 20 years ago, and you would know how the story goes. But I never saw the show, so I kind of was a blank slate. One thing that I was surprised about that the trailer shows, like it's in the trailer for Wicked for Good, is that it brought in Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz characters. I legit thought that we were watching a flat-out prequel to the Wizard of Oz. So to find out that the events of Wicked for Good happen subsequent to the events of Wizard of Oz, or subsequent the word, in tandem with, really surprised me. I honestly thought that we were watching a prequel, and that those events would come later, but no, it's happening at the same time. And again, that's no spoiler. It's right in the trailer. So, and subsequent, it was not the right word. Subsequent, it would have been a prequel. I meant in tandem with, parallel to the events of the Wizard of Oz. That was a surprise, but that I knew that going in now because it's in the trailer. Didn't expect that though. One thing I'll say right off the bat, the music, and I said, by the way, Wicked Part 1 was my favorite film of last year. I don't think that's going to be the case. Wicked for Good is not my favorite film of this year, but I did enjoy it quite a bit. It does have a couple, downsides. This was designed to be seen on the stage as one long production from start to finish. It wasn't designed to be split in two and released a year apart. And taken as a whole, if you went to the afternoon and watched a whole afternoon of theater, you're going to see all this at once. And one of the weaknesses of splitting it up is it becomes apparent that all the best songs are in part one. I guess, if you saw it on the stage, it would have been in act one. Then you have your intermission, you come back. And even still, on the stage, um, they probably did an encore of at least one of the songs from act one before they took their bows, because that's usually what happens on the stage. I think the most famous song from this is Defying Gravity. So they probably did Defying Gravity again as their encore. I would think that would be their encore piece. So if you were watching it on the stage, you would probably hear one of those songs again before you went home for the day. But by splitting it in two, it does mean that the first half is heavily loaded with all the best music, and part two has kind of some of the hanger-ons. Because there's no song in part two that's like as like a showpiece song like Defying Gravity was, or Popular. Popular, I know, was another really, pardon the pun, popular song from part one. But the story is well told. It does pick up immediately where we left off on part one, with Elphaba out going rogue and trying to expose the wizard for who he really is, and Glinda is trying to toe the line. She's trying to be loyal to the wizard and Michelle Yeoh's character, but at the same time she still has love and loyalty to her friend. So she's trying to kind of play both sides a little bit as the movie begins. But as it goes on, choices have to be made. Character lines are drawn in the sand. It's a good movie. It's a good story. There are some plot twists that if you know the musical, they're not plot twists. You just know these things. But there's some plot twists about what characters. How do I say this? There are characters in the original Wizard of Oz. There are main characters in the original Wizard of Oz that you have already met in Wicked Part 1. But you don't know that you've met them yet. If you don't know the story. If you know the story, you know the story. But if you don't know the story of Wicked, you do not realize that characters you've seen are going to become characters that you already know. Saying that is probably already borderline spoiler, so I will say no more. Some of this worked for me, some of it didn't. Some of it I was like, yeah, that's kind of a step too far. I don't know, but I think I'm in the minority on that. I think that works for most people. Some of it didn't quite work for me. I'm like, oh, that guy becomes this guy? That seems like a stretch. Other people seem to go with it just fine. The music's fine. Like I said, it's not as good as part one, but the music's fine. Obviously, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are a hell of good singers. Jeff Goldblum is his usual delightful self. There are moments in this movie where you come to hate him, but can you ever fully hate him? He's Goldblum. I mean, don't we all love Goldblum? This is a good, worthy follow-up. And John M. Chu has done it again. John M. Chu is obviously a very hit-or-miss director, because not only has he done some very well-received films like the Wicked films and Crazy Rich Asians, but he's also made some complete trash like Gem and the Holograms. But he does a great job here, and this is a worthy follow-up. I don't think it's as good as the first film, but it's very good. And if you've got like 5 hours in an afternoon, this makes for a good double feature to watch them both back to back. That's a lot of time. I don't know who's got the time to do that. I wonder how long the runtime is on the stage. Like, did they extend things and make the movies longer? Because I don't imagine the stage production took like 5 hours, but I don't know. It's good. I'm going to recommend Wicked for Good. If you liked part one, you got to see part two. You got to see it. you've only got half the story, so you gotta see how it ends. And these actors are very likable in these roles. I really enjoyed this. All right, thanks for watching. Until next time, keep wearing those pajamas.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the plastic feet.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Tell everyone you meet.
Keep wearing those pajamas
with the back door flap.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
Don't open it, it's a trap.
Oh no,
it's a trap. Some people call them PJs, some people call them jammies. They can come embroidered with big money and no whammies. They can have 100 tiny commander pajamas, but no matter how they look, just keep on wearing those pajamas.
Keep on wearing those pajamas. Keep wearing those pajamas.
I know we're having fun.
Keep wearing those pajamas.
And now the song is done.